Hey, I'm Leela. Welcome to my channel, Lotus Rising, where we transform suffering to serenity. So this being one of my first videos for my channel, um, I wanted to share that what's coming up for me is a lot of fear, especially in the form of perfectionism and the need to um, make this video perfect according to some abstract standard or expectation that I have. And it's really been holding me back a lot. So it's something that I feel strongly about addressing in my own life and inspiring you to address in yours as well. Um, yeah, I feel like I've got the triple curse because I was born a Virgo, and Virgos are classically known for being very perfectionistic, having high standards, being critical, and um, those have all applied to me very well. The second curse comes from the family that I was born into, especially my father, who was an ultimate perfectionist. Yeah, pretty much nothing was ever good enough. And I've learned to see that. He's no longer around, but I see how that shows up in my own life. And just one example of him that I think of fondly now in retrospect. And it was funny at the time, actually. But so I was probably in my mid-teens at the time, and it was shortly before Christmas, and some neighbor across the street had come over to socialize, and my parents were just finishing up their Christmas cards, and they were all sitting around having some wine, um, and my dad and my parents' friend offered to put the stamps on the envelopes, and Fran being Fran, she just stuck them on there willy nilly, some were sideways, maybe even upside down, and um, and nothing was said at the time, but eventually Fran went home, and my dad proceeded to steam all those stamps off and glue them on in the proper direction. So gotta love that man, and I'm sure living in that psyche was not easy. I know it wasn't easy for him. And so the third dimension that plays into this is the community that I grew up in, which was Southern California. In fact, Santa Monica, and I was surrounded by a culture of wealth and fame, going to school with many children of many famous celebrities or producers, all that kind of stuff. And so there was an extremely high value placed on what you look like and what you do, and what you drive and all of that. So yeah, so those cultural expectations were well ingrained in me growing up. Yeah, so I see now how much that has hindered me in my life and prevented me from taking risks, because I've always had this tendency, like, if I can't do it well or perfectly, I'm not going to do it, because I don't want to fail. I don't want to, look incapable or stupid or whatever. And so I haven't done a lot of stuff that, yeah, I might have screwed up at first, but with perseverance and practice, or just, progress is made. Yeah, there's that old saying that practice makes perfect, and I reject that. I think it's practice makes progress. And so here I am showing up, with all of my imperfections, and just launching this platform and hoping to provide some value along the way. So, yeah, I look forward to sharing more in the coming days and weeks ahead. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks. Bye bye.